the affirmative that California should rescind or take back or cancel the $15 minimum wage bill. So in case you guys don't know what that is, it is $15 minimum wage bill that Jerry Brown signed on April 4th of this year that is going to bump the state's whole floor minimum wage to $15 an hour. It is that way in some states already, but he's moving to make that a whole statewide thing. The first point that I'm making is that the minimum wage raise will have a negative effect on the economy. Not only will it cost employers far more money, but it will lessen the amount of minimum wage jobs because of that. And according to the Brookings Institution, if the price of labor rises too much, businesses have a bigger incentive to replace human labor with automation technology. And according to the Political Review, Wendy's in February of this year decided that they made a statement that they were going to fire 6,000 of their cashiers by the end of this year and replace them all with automated technology for the sake of saving money, and it makes it more convenient. Another thing is that small businesses are suffering from the minimum wage increase. A lot of small businesses are not prepared to handle this type of payment that they're going to have to be making toward their employees. And this is an interview from a cafe called Mocha in Oregon. And Oregon, in their city, Oregon only raised their minimum wage to $12.53. And the store says, "We have decided not to renew our lease primarily as a result of the rising minimum wage in Berkeley. The increase from $10 in September 2015 to $12.53 this October, coupled with the continuing rise to $15 an hour, requires a new business model for us. We have tried a number of strategies to increase our revenue and profit in anticipation of this raise, but have been largely unsuccessful." Now, this was an example from Oregon. This is not California, but they did also have a $10 minimum wage, and they only raised it to $12.53. And a lot of businesses were suffering from that, and they didn't even make it to the $15 yet. So that's just a prediction of what might happen in this state if we are to continue with the $15 minimum wage bill. The second point that I'm making is that raising the minimum wage is actually causing more harm to the low class than it is doing good. And that minimum wage is not a solution for the wage gap. And according to the San Diego Union Tribune, they state that raising the minimum wage will not close the gap between higher paying and lower paying jobs. Because of other regulatory requirements, higher wages will not automatically equate to wage parity. Additionally, the minimum wage has always operated as the wage earning floor for employees. So as the floor, that means that once you have a floor, the ceiling is just going to have to get higher. So if the base is going to be $15, more people are going to want to get raises to equate for that. And the people who are $15, since now that is the floor, they're still going to be technically on the floor of the wage making scale. And then according to the Law Dictionary, minimum wages are not a cure for poverty. In consumer economies and capitalistic societies, businesses tend to react to minimum wage increases by raising the prices of the goods and services they provide and doing more with less service to the consumers. So they're finding ways to make everything cost efficient, so they're figuring out how to run their businesses with less people available. And then the solvency for this is to rescind the minimum wage bill. According to CBS News, there is an economist named William Kruger, and he spoke at an event hosted by the Washington Center for Equitable Growth and the Economic Policy Institute. And he said that $12 is probably the outer end of the minimum wage range in today's dollars, that where we know what is going to happen. If you go beyond that, we are in uncharted waters. So they're still trying to figure out what's going to happen with the $15 minimum wage, but they think that $12, as economists have figured out, is the perfect rate for people to be making at the minimum level. And then according to the Employment Policies Institute, the minimum wage is poorly targeted at the poor. If that were the only problem, the policy might still make sense as part of a larger poverty reduction package. However, employers who keep just 2 cents to 3 cents in profit from each sales dollar can't just absorb a 39% hike in labor costs. They either have to raise prices or, more likely given their cost-conscious customer base, find a way to provide the same product with less service. So keeping the minimum wage as it is right now has seemed to be fine for many businesses, but all the economists are predicting that as it keeps rising, more companies are going to have to equate for that. They're going to have to figure out a way to do things around that, and that could mean costing people jobs and things like that. So our solution to the problem, our plan of action, is to rescind the bill as soon as possible. It goes into effect January 1st, 2017. And the quicker that they can rescind that, the better off that we will be.